Hello, everybody, and today, yep, call me a liar. Because quite honestly, I said the next time. Ugh. Sorry, big stretch. Anyway, so yeah, you can call me a liar because I said that the next time we would probably be talking about Harmon Smith because I thought that there'd be a good Harmon Smith video, and I thought I had one, but the Harmon Smith video, the one that I wanted to talk about, which would have gotten over like two different scenarios, one that I did also want to talk about as well, which is the Game Awards allowing DLC and expansions to Game of the Year awards, which is strange. Don't get me wrong, we'll probably still talk about that in my probably monthly roundup that I'll do next week, where I just have a bunch of tweets and I'll just do some good old parkour. Might do a two-parter there as well because I have a lot. So it might just be a monthly thing where I just gather up a bunch of random salt and then just go through it at the end of the month because I think that that'd be really cool, especially for the end of the month, especially for the end of the year right now because not a lot of stuff's happening, at least not until the Game Awards. And there's a couple things that I did want to talk about that happened, but I have no wait or the idea to make the video. Anyway, not important. What is important right now is we're going to be talking about Steam and how it being a monopoly, or it supposedly being a monopoly, is like a bad thing. So I don't know where I found this video, but apparently this video is titled "Why Steam is Bad," and I found it just randomly searching through the internet. I think I found it while I was looking up for like PC gaming is bad or something like that, and this was one of the things that popped up. It's a smaller video, much like the video that we watched before, a couple different things. But I wanted to talk about this one because this has some very strange points to it. And I'm not sure if it's a troll or anything like that, but I at least wanted to talk about it because it does bring up some very dumb points if we think about this. So with that being said, if you like what it is that I do, want to support me in any other way, shape, or form, links down to everything in the description below. But a like and subscribe is always enough. So with that being said, let's get started.
If you are a PC gamer, you should probably know what's Steam.
Right?
It's an app which you must probably enter each day in order to access your library and play your favorite games. Launched in September 2003, Steam has managed to become the biggest PC game store on the platform. Obviously, it's not the only one, there are many others like Uplay, Origin, Epic Game Store. However, they are significantly less dominant and simply can't compete with Valve's platform.
All of that is correct. Also, I just wanted to stop this video really quickly right here to just say, what the hell was with that editing with the PewDiePie saying right? First of all, learn audio editing, obviously, because that was a little bit of a jump scare. But second of all, learn how to actually space it out properly so you can get the timing down more. This is why I just tend to record my videos a little bit more live, and I've been getting a lot more better on the timing things stuff. Do montages. They're actually really good to practice timing if you're going to do editing stuff, so...
The problem about Steam is that it's not ideal. This rises from another global issue. Valve seems like just don't cares. For today's video, I've grabbed 5 reasons why Steam sucks.
Okay, I did want to actually also say this because what I found out recently, at least on Twitter and stuff like that, is that they actually updated Half-Life 2. Why did they update Half-Life 2? Well, they updated Half-Life 2 because it is the 20th anniversary of the first time Half-Life 2 launched onto Steam. I believe it's the 20th anniversary. They had like a whole little celebration on Steam, and there was a lot of clips that were going around. So I think this video is actually very appropriate for at least this week. So quite interesting to be talking about this. So let's get into each of these reasons, shall we?
Unfortunately, even after 16 years since its initial release, Steam still holds tons of bugs and periodically runs unstable. These issues aren't that significant and usually don't have any effect on the gameplay. However, sometimes they get really annoying and tend to ruin the overall experience from using the app. One of them, for instance, is the notification bug. Every time you get a new friend request, you have to manually discard the request to make the green icon disappear from the notification bar. Why can't you just view it once in order to get rid of it like it's done in 99% of apps on any social platform?
That's not really a bug. I actually don't think that's not a bug. Wait, hold on. That's not a bug. Is that a bug? I don't know. But just viewing the thing is different than saying, like, going into ignoring it. And you say that, quote, it's a bug, but I've had times where I've had a friend request in my inbox for weeks upon weeks upon weeks, not just in Steam, but in Discord specifically. I get a lot more friend requests on Discord and stuff, where I will have a person send me a friend request, and then it will be sitting in my inbox, and will be having the one icon on my Discord for weeks on weeks on weeks, until I either ignore it or accept it. So no, that's not just a thing with Steam. It's a thing probably with a lot of these other ones that also do it. Not with everything. I think with certain social media ones, you can view people following you and people adding you as a friend, and then that's them going out of it. But I know at least for Discord and for Steam, both of those seem to be actual features, so that way you know what is happening there. Because, again, there would be times when I'd be viewing it and be like, why is it not leaving? And I'd still have, like, one in there, and it'd get annoying. But at the same time, like, that seems to be more of a feature, not a bug. You also said that it was laggy and other stuff like that. How is it laggy? I've never had it happen to where it was completely laggy. I've had times where it's crashed on me, in terms of at least when I was using Steam VR, but that's probably more of a Steam VR thing. I've not really had it lag too badly, unless it was doing something else, but, like, that's only few and far betweens. And you also say, oh yeah, it doesn't affect the gameplay. So why is that bad? Like, that's, like, an occasional lag spike where you can probably just reformat, well, maybe not reformat the hard drive, I meant reformat Steam, and to be able to do it, like, that's, oh boy, this is only the first one, and I'm already 6 minutes into making this video, Jesus Christ.
Furthermore, this Steam feature makes you even more upset because of the numerous friend requests from bots, and of a question which is still not solved entirely by Valve. Another problem is the site itself, which periodically seems to literally teleport you through the pages while scrolling. The friends unreachable issue has already become a viral one. Those who don't know, this is an issue which doesn't allow you to connect to your friends' network after launching Steam. Although it's really easy to fix, the fact that it still exists and Valve isn't desperately trying to solve it highlights their attitude towards their own product and the community which is using.
So wait, hold on. If it's a problem that's easily solved and is not even, like, sometimes a reoccurring problem, why is that bad? Like, how is that, like, oh yeah, it's a bug that's existed. They probably already fixed it by the time I'm making this video. I don't even know when these videos are coming out here. But if it's a problem that's easily fixable and well documented, how does that, like, show that Valve doesn't care? Like, again, it's probably a super small bug that people maybe or may not have reported, and it might not even be a Valve thing. It might be something completely different. So, what? Like, that's very confusing.
Using it. Surprisingly, Steam doesn't launch slower than Uplay or Origin, however it's still a pain if you are running it on HDD. A bigger problem represents the marketplace. It is not a news that it is extremely disgusting to search for items using it, because it is really time consuming due to infinite loading screens and the possibility to open more than just one tab for navigating. Sometimes you may also face the problem when you can't launch another game as the previous one wasn't fully closed. For some reason,
Okay. I mean, that's a fairly simple one. It just means don't open up multiple stuff at the same time if your computer can't run it. And you're saying, oh yeah, it's slow because it's doing a lot of infinite loading screen stuff. Well, yeah, because it's pulling from, like, the Steam servers and stuff, and it's pulling a lot of information. It has to sort through a lot of that information. That might actually have to do more with your internet provider than actually Steam itself if you're having those issues. It doesn't sound like a Steam problem necessarily. It might be. I don't know enough about Steam to make that judgment call specifically, but it sounds like more of your internet provider rather than Steam itself, or rather than when, like, stuff like that. So
Valve took the decision not to change their graphical user interface of their app so much. Obviously, this is okay for gamers who are using Steam for many years, but it's kind of bizarre for new users. Steam GUI doesn't look modern and it's not always intuitive. Honestly, it simply sucks if you compare it to the Epic Games Store or Uplay, where each button on the screen is clearly visible and responsive. Some pages are highly accessible, which make the platform even less user-friendly. In addition to that, there is no decent controller support. Someone would probably say, but wait, there is a big picture mode designed for gamepads. Yeah, there is one, but it lacks in functionality and almost nobody uses it. Even after
Oh my god, that is probably the most wrong thing that he has said in this entire video. For one, Big Picture Mode was designed for controller support because it was made with the infrastructure for controllers and to be cleaner and more like a console experience. It's actually built off of the other stuff. And you say that there's no controller support natively because, well, Steam as a platform is on the PC, and more people when they're on the PC use keyboard and mouse. So, you know, also, like, he says that the other ones are more modern and they look more complete and better. I don't see a difference between the UI in terms of all three of the examples that he gave. Because, yeah, certainly Steam has had the tried and true tested method, but Steam's UI at least makes a lot of sense in a lot of places. And the UI in some other ones might be quote unquote modern, but they confuse the fuck out of me. Maybe it's because I've used Steam more, so I'm probably more biased in this context. So take that how you will. But if Steam's like UI is as confusing as you're saying it is, why is it like the most popular storefront out of all the examples that you gave? Because you even said like, oh, they don't have the other examples don't actually have a bigger influence on the market, so why are they not, having the same stuff as Steam, but what is Steam's special sauce that gives it to you? Like, that's confusing to me. Also, again, with the controller support thing, Steam supports like all controllers, like all of them. And again, with their new like Steam OS and the stuff like that, they've been steadily improving the Steam stuff. They were probably one of the people that, in my mind, they kickstarted it, or at least they had the idea to kind of kickstart mainline controllers and mainline of the console companies to actually put in native PC controller support into their controllers, so that way they could get more people to buy their controllers. Which, again, I don't think that this is correct anymore, but I thought for a while that it would actually be Steam that was kind of forefronting that, because they were the first big budget one to do that. But Logitech kind of was in on it before that. So, yeah, but Steam kind of proved like, oh yeah, we can have more of this. It's just strange. But yeah, they've been steadily improving a lot of that stuff. So, I don't know.
releasing some new changes in their policy, Steam is still a nightmare for a significant part of the game developers. By requesting almost 30% of the revenue from game sales, Steam becomes one of the least attractive game selling platforms on personal computer. Epic Games Store for
Alright, I'm just going to stop him right there. The whole 30% argument has become fucking stupid. Why? Because 30% is actually the industry standard. People don't realize this, but if you buy a thing like a game off of a console, it is the same 30% that the console manufacturers and the people on the console actually take that same amount. Same thing with, I think, the mobile games, where the mobile game market takes about 30% of the sales of a game, or the sales of any microtransactions on their actual thing. It's literally baked into it. And Steam has improved this 30% over time, where I think that they take less over the course of like selling a lot more copies once they hit like specific milestones, if I remember correctly. I don't remember specifically, but I do 100% know that the 30% itself is like the industry standard. And yes, 30% is still pretty massive of a thing, where he's going to bring up a couple of the examples that I think he's going to bring up. But you're... what the fuck?
For instance, take 12.5% from the revenue, while Discord around 6%.
Yeah, those examples themselves are denouncing the fact that Epic Store sucks as a platform because it's missing various features that are industry standard across even just like other launchers for PC. They didn't have things like a cart for a long ass time in the Epic Game Store. Not a lot of people used it because they were only really using it for the first thing of the games. And I forgot about this whole scenario, but they tried to do the thing where they would buy exclusives for their platform to force people to come over it. Like the Metro ones did, like one of the Metro games did that. I think it was Metro Last Light. They came from Steam to Epic because Epic dropped a bunch of money in their pocket, and they pulled the Steam thing off for like a year for exclusivity on Epic Game Store. So that's still really bad. They might take less, but they are like being stupid with everything else. And you're saying, oh yes, Discord only takes 6%. That's because they're not a game store necessarily. They make a lot of money off of other ventures in terms of other ways to make money. So they're different as well. Anyway.
What do you usually expect from a major developer's mobile app? Perhaps a simplified and easy-to-use version of their desktop program? Well, Steam is not the case, as their Android and iOS apps are extremely trashy. The app is signing you out for no reason, fails to load the sign-in page far too often, and isn't frequently updated, three factors which make it almost impossible to use. In addition to that, Valve's website is not necessarily adapted to smartphones, which delivers a true shitty app experience for phone users. With all those disadvantages, Steam app is just a login verifier.
They actually ended up updating, I think, the desktop amplifier and stuff for Steam specifically, because a lot of people gave them like one-star reviews. It's like, oh, we gotta get it for PC. It's not a thing for that. This was back again when there was, technically speaking, a policy on both Android and I'm not sure Android, but they also have other stuff. But if I remember correctly, they also have Steam Link. I don't use either of these. I just know that they exist. It's also just really dumb to say, oh, they have a bad mobile app and it's just an authenticator for your PC. It's like, yeah, that's kind of what I really want it to be. And it's a first-party authenticator that might not work all the time because I ended up losing my account a couple of times. But luckily, Valve's really good at bringing their at their customer support, and they brought it back. So I still have my mainline Steam account. But at the end of the day, if it's just a verifier that works really well and is first party and keeps everything on Steam, what's the problem? Like, it also does other things where I think they updated it recently as well, where you can use like modern day, like your smartphone to log into Steam by scanning a QR code, which actually is pretty cool. And they have updated it significantly in the, like, I think even after this video, even before this video came out, actually. I don't remember specifically when this video came out, but yeah, it might not be frequently updated, but that's because it's not their main focus, really. They're focusing on doing other things, and so long as it works, what's the problem?
For the desktop app. Of course, I haven't covered the full spectrum of platform's problems, like, as an example, the 7-day timeout for items from your inventory.
That's 100% a safety precaution to say, like, to stop people from, like, taking your items and scamming you out of them. I nearly lost my entire thing because of that. Because, again, I lost the account, and people, if they didn't have the 7-day ban for trading items, that means that you could instantly then start botting the items to make a lot of money. That's for that prevention purposes.
I really hope that my message is clear. Valve seems to act just like a monopoly, which controls the biggest part of the market and refuses to implement any changes.
They have implemented a lot of changes. The complaints that you have here are kind of minor nitpicks in an overall working machine that is continuously still actually being updated to this day. And we can stop it there. Overall, that video was awful. I'm not sure why I wanted to review this video because, again, this is one of those videos that I don't know if it's a troll or not. It seems pretty genuine, and a lot of the stuff that he does bring up does have some merit to it, for sure. But if you like Steam, then you understand that most of the time, like 95% of the time, Steam works completely fine. And Steam is, in and of itself, is a good platform. And I know people who will exclusively use Steam and will never buy any of the other games because they're on, like, other platforms and stuff. But I will say again that Steam itself is not perfect, and I'm not a Steam, like, nut guzzler or anything here. But I will have to say that the points brought up in this video have not only aged like milk, but were rotten when he even made the original video. Because if I remember correctly, this video was released like 2 years ago now, maybe a year and a half, when they updated a lot of the stuff that he has said. So I don't know. Again, I don't know where I found this video. I just happened to come across it at some point. And they improved a lot of what he was talking about. in this, making it faster, making it better on the person, and making the experience easy here for everyone. I don't know. Maybe I'm just taking crazy pills right now, and I'm just in that mindset of this video is dumb, let's just talk about it. Anyway, with all that being said, I think that'll about do it for today's video of me rambling into a microphone for an oversimplified amount of reasons. If you like what it is that I do, want to support me in any other which way, shape, or form other than a like and subscribe, which is always enough, links down to everything in the description below. There will probably be no I don't know if there'll be a new album be released for my music stuff, but that'll probably be released at the new year. I won't be releasing any Christmas songs this year, maybe, but at the very least, I don't want to ruin my statistics again like I did with that 1 week in Halloween where I just released like a butt ton of videos because I was not prepared. However, overall, I do want to say I do love you all, and peace off.
Hey man, can I get a favor? Yeah, sure.